Hello everyone, welcome to part 7 of Star Wars Squadrons.
Hey pal, over here.
Attention all droids. Power surges have been reported on deck 6 and 7.
Hey, there you are. Was looking for you back at the dockyards. Instead, I had to hang out with a bunch of engineers. They told me a whole convoy of new engineers got intercepted by the Empire. No survivors. Sounds like they had someone on the inside at Hosnian Prime. Give them all the details. As you can imagine, everyone at the dockyard is pretty spooked. I got a Pazak game planned for them later, to help boost morale. Gotta do our part, right? Say, between us, something's up. Something bigger than missing engineers. Ardo ain't talking, and the boss has been shut up in the briefing room all day. I feel like he'd tell us if it was just about the lost engineers. Nah, this is something else. My money's on some kind of unfinished business. Like a dark secret he left behind when he skipped out on the Empire. Or not. What would I know, huh? Whatever it is, it's gotta be something he can't fix with a giant battleship. Why don't you head up to the briefing room? The boss might open up to you.
You're right, Lyndon. My contacts verified your suspicions. It's her.
I knew it could only be Teresa Carroll. Her mark is all over these attacks. We know her style.
You do realize there's only one reason she would attack Hosnian Prime and the engineering convoy.
She's searching for Project Starhawk. That's why I've already taken steps to stop her. Before she can find the Nadiri dockyards. Before anyone else gets hurt.
Lyndon. What have you done?
Relax, Ardo. All I did was send Teresa a message. One she can't ignore. An old protege of mine, Teresa Carroll, is leading the Empire's search for Project Starhawk. She won't stop until it's destroyed. So I've initiated a plan. I sent a message that we know was intercepted by an Imperial listening post hidden near Esselis.
What was the message?
Bait for Teresa. And now that the Imperial post has served its purpose, we're ready for part 2. If we destroy that listening post, Teresa will think we have something to hide and follow that message to the letter. Vanguard, I want you to take Y-Wings with heavy ordnance to that post in Esselis and bomb it to oblivion. A Corvette will join you to draw Imperial fire. Gunny will support and resupply our bombers. These are your targets. We've identified the receivers along the hull as weaker areas. Destroy them all. Additionally, destroy the thermal regulation systems along the exterior trench and any dishes atop the listening post. If you pull this off, we'll rob the Empire of a valuable asset, and then Teresa will fall right into our trap. Teresa Carroll was my second in command at Fostar Haven. She was my protege. She's gone from a Coruscant street orphan to captaining her own Star Destroyer. The Empire gave her everything, and she'll do anything to defend it. That's why I'm keeping certain details quiet. With Teresa in the game, any leak is a risk. Just trust me a little longer. Head to the hangar. Zerelda should have your ship almost ready.
I have to say, the Commander's plan is quite clever. All this secrecy and subterfuge, it's almost Imperial. I know the New Republic strives to be better than the Empire, but you must admit their tactics are effective. Not that we should adopt them, of course, but this is war. Sometimes you have to think like your enemy in order to defeat them. We're lucky the Commander is using his tactical brilliance for our side. Let's focus on the mission.
Command personnel, intelligence reports have been updated. Check your data pads.
When Javes talks about Carol, you can feel it, right? He must have cared about her greatly to feel such pain. I don't think it's a coincidence that the Empire sent Teresa after Javes. This feels personal. They must both be hurting. And hurt can so easily turn to hate. Hate that cannot be healed has no place in the galaxy. If fighting it has become the only option, so be it. Are you ready?
Y-wings are built to carry bombs and other heavy explosives. It makes them slower, but they pack a punch against large targets and capital ships.
Now we have the Y-wing available for this mission. Even though it's a more than capable aerial fighter, it's more suited for bombing runs because of its heavily armored frame. The Y-wing was used, at least in a chronological sense, first by the Clone Army during the Clone Wars, but was introduced on screen in A New Hope. Anyway, getting onto the specs of the Y-wing itself, it's a very heavily armored, very heavily shielded, but very slow craft. It's good at tanking hits, but bad at running away from threats, so what I'm gonna do is upgrade the shield and the chassis, or chassis, however you pronounce that word, the frame of the ship itself, in order to take more hits. At least that way I'm a very beefy sitting duck if I'm going to be a sitting duck.
With the Empire eavesdropping on New Republic comms, do you think Teresa Carroll overheard everything?
She only cares about finding her Starhawk, Frisk.
Oh, sure, still. Better bomb this listening post into oblivion, right? For the safety of our new battleship, and for no other reason.
Temperance, this is Vanguard Squadron. We're closing in on the listening post now.
Excellent. Upon arrival, you should be able to overhear some Imperial chatter. You can thank Ardo and his spy network later.
Let's form up with our Corvette. It'll run interference during the strike.
This listening post in the middle of nowhere. How'd the boss find this place again?
He sent a message, specifically hoping the Empire would intercept it and reveal the outpost. They took the bait.
Talk about a long shot. No way he could have known that would work.
Unless the message he sent seemed so enticing, the Empire had no choice but to intercept.
What could be that enticing?
That's the thing. Jace won't tell us. But it's a seed that will sprout into a trap.
Let's focus on this mission and worry about the details of the trap later.
Now, despite me liking how the Y-wing controls and the performance of the Y-wing, I don't like how it looks during the Rebel era. It's like the Alliance let their vehicles go to shit or something, or at least with the Y-bombers. Every other vehicle looks fine except for the Y-wings. Why is that? Pun intended.
You think the Empire built this listening post just to help them find the Starhawk?
This one, perhaps, but it isn't the last listening post eavesdropping on the galaxy.
Well, they do seem hell-bent on finding us. I bet the Empire cannot stand that we're building a new ship out of their old ones.
There's our listening post.
I'll jam Imperial sensors on approach.
I love it. They'll never see us coming.
Let's make them regret eavesdropping on the New Republic, huh? And just like that, we're hidden from Imperial sensors.
Follow me, 5. We'll lead the bombing run.
Grace and I will take care of station defenses and starfighter patrols.
Here we go. 5, give them everything you got.
I should make a correction on a statement I made in part 5 or 6, I believe? I think it was part 6. But I mentioned that the Rebellion/New Republic pilots don't have preferential aircraft like the Imperials do. As it turns out, I was wrong. The Rebel pilots, just like the Imp pilots, have their preferred craft.
Nicely done. You're a natural 5. Now to bombard the rest of the receivers.
Get the broadcast system running. We need to call reinforcements.
Uh-oh. Quick, take down those dishes before they can make that distress call. Squadron, target the dishes on top of the station. Empire can't call reinforcements without them.
Frisk flies a Y-Wing, as Trandoshans are usually known to be alien lizards that are extremely tough. KO mainly pilots an A-Wing, as that goes hand in hand with their background in racing. Grace flies an X-Wing, as she is, from what I can tell, she's really the most balanced personality-wise, and also the second in command next to Gunny. And Gunny pilots the U-Wing, the support craft, which is an odd choice for a squadron leader, but she's basically the squadron's grandma. And I do mean grandma because she's been around since the Clone Wars. Which means Gunny's seen some shit. But yeah, those are the rebels in a nutshell. Vanguard Squadron. They're good people, I guess. I don't know. I don't know about Frisk though. He seems kind of like a backstabber. Can you really trust a lizard? Anyway, what you need to do is bomb certain areas of this outpost, and the Y-Wing is more than capable of that. Now, there are more than just proton bombs that you can equip to the Y-Wing. It's not just the bombs, but also this giant freaking laser beam that will just destroy everything if you aim at it properly. It's insane how overpowered this laser is. I didn't equip it for this mission because, quite frankly, the bombs will suffice, and I also need my R2 unit. You need your repair kit for this one. Now, if you are going to equip the bombs, remember that they go downwards, as in they go downwards according to where your ship is going. So if you're flying out a capital ship and approaching it from the side, as long as the undercarriage is facing the ship during the flyby, you'll still be able to bomb it. Because in space, there is no sense of direction, so anywhere that's technically the undercarriage of the ship is going to be downwards. It doesn't matter where you're going. I was finally getting the HBO channel on that dish, you bastard! But yeah, this is actually one of my favorite missions in the game. This and the last couple of levels. Mainly because you're bombing shit. And the Y-Wing is honestly one of the better vehicles in the game. Because quite frankly, it's too good. I mean, sure it's slow, but it's got the shields, it's got the amazing hull. It's like, it barely gets damaged at all, basically. And it's also got freakishly overpowered cannons and lasers. Outside of the speed, it's basically pretty much on par with the X-Wing in terms of damaging aircraft as well. I keep saying aircraft. Damaging spacecraft, as in other fighters, as well as capital ships.
So much for the distress call.
Nice shooting, 5. Those Imperials are on their own.
Regroup with me at the edge of the listening post. Nice work. Imps won't be calling any reinforcements today. Alright, 5, form up at the edge of the station. It's time to take out the thermal systems. Shields are down.
Well, get those shields up, KO. I'm counting on you. Don't die! Anyway, what we need to do next is follow Gunny to the next objective.
Systems are located in the trench circling the edge of the station. Fly into the trench, give them hell.
Give them hell. I'm actually starting to like Gunny more and more as I play this game. Anyway, it would not be a Star Wars game or media without any sort of trench run. What we need to do is use the Force, Luke. Oh wait, I'm not Luke. Where is Luke during this time period? I'm curious. They didn't really specify how much time it was after the Battle of Endor, so I assume it's just a couple of months or maybe a year after that battle. Anyway, Luke is a Jedi Master at that point. He probably started his whole Jedi school, and then Kylo Ren destroyed everything. Or so we thought, I don't know. The time frame in between ROTJ and Force Awakens is murky at best, but that's besides the point. Anyway, here's where I'm taking advantage of the space physics. Even though I'm not really centered downwards like how this outpost is, or even how I started this whole stage, I can still bomb these thermal units because that's where my bombs are pointed. No physics required. Or at least Earth physics because, well, we're not on Earth. Earth does not exist in Star Wars. Anyway, it might still take you a couple of passes to destroy these things. Man, this thing has a lot of health. Gunny, where are you at? I need more proton bombs so I can make this easier.
Oh, that left it dead.
You're good now.
Fire on that target! They're after the thermal system.
There's a unique thing about Star Wars Squadrons that I don't see from other flying games that have you in a jet or a jet-like vehicle, and that you can actually hover, kind of like a helicopter. You can stay in place for as long as you want, though you don't want to do that for too long because you're still getting shot at. And a health bar in this game, though it depends on the vehicle, is still very unforgiving if you get pelted with lasers for too long.
We got a lot more ties inbound. Our Corvette is taking heavy fire. Get in there and help them out, 5.
A side objective just opened up. The Corvette that came along with us that looked like the Tana V4 is under attack right now. And yes, the correct pronunciation is Tanta V4. It's not Tanta 4 like I thought it was all these years. Anyway, we either gotta defend the Corvette or just stick to our usual objectives of destroying this facility. I usually let the Corvette die, only on principle because there are 4 other squad mates and they're not helping the Corvette. I'm on a bombing run. I'm already doing something.
Destroyed. Temperatures are rising.
Vanguard, the Empire's just opened a massive vent on the listening post.
The thermal systems must be overloading. They're trying to cool down the core.
Regroup at the vent. I got an idea. Corvette still needs your help.
You told me to regroup at the vent. Which one is it? Do I defend the Corvette or do I regroup at the vent? I can't be in 2 places at once, man. Or maybe I can. I could just be my Imperial counterpart and... No, I can't do that yet.
Enemy is persistent.
Corvette just lost shields. Don't let those ties do any more damage.
Nice. Vanguard 5, we need you at the vent. TIE interceptors coming our way. The Empire's all over the Corvette.
Our Corvette's hit. Come on, 5. I want to see you do this. No, they destroyed the Corvette. Complete the mission. For them. Alright, 5. Get in there and fly carefully. Time to put your courage to the test, Vanguard 5.
Alright, this would be final mission status if this were any other flying game, but since this is Star Wars, nope.
Start dropping bombs and do not stop. You won't have much time to get out once the core explodes, so be ready to fly fast. It's working. Drop your bombs, 5. I heard that from all the way out here.
Get moving, 5.
Quick, the vent is closing.
Let's jump.
Great work, Vanguard Squadron. Our trap is set. Come on home. It's time for the next step.
Traveling through hyperspace ain't like dusting crops, boy. Anyway, I'll see you guys in part 8 of Star Wars Squadrons, where I honestly forgot what the next mission is, oh boy, I must hate this one. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.
All I'm saying is, instead of blowing up that listening post, we should have commandeered it. Imagine the kind of fun we could have had messing with the Imperials. Or the credits we could make.
As your squad leader, I'm gonna pretend I didn't just hear that.
Come on, Gunny. You telling me the New Republic couldn't use more intel? And you know war ain't cheap.
Actually, that's a good point. I guess once you steal a Star Destroyer, everything Imperial starts to look tempting.
You know, we used to be rebels. We turned into a legit republic, and suddenly we all gotta stay on the straight and narrow.
The commander's lining up a trap for Teresa Carroll. That's not enough of a con for you?
In the old days, I'd trick her for everything but a pair of boots to stand in. But I guess this'll do.
Well, when he's right, he's right. Now, how about we get some actual work done?